These are the number one baby item that my partner has raved about the most out of everything that we bought when we became parents. Honestly, I don't know why cloth wipes aren't a more commonly used baby item, because whether or not you do cloth nappies, you can use cloth wipes. They're super easy to clean. They work a lot better than disposable wipes that just kind of move the mess around instead of actually wiping it off. They can be so cheap to make and to get. They're honestly just so useful for everything, and we have loved them and found them so helpful. Today, I'm going to give you the lowdown on cloth wipe. We're going to start with some top tips before we get into where to buy them, how to make them, how to use them when you're at home, and how to use them out and about. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Maddie and I have an 18-month-old daughter. If you learned something while you're here, hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. It super helps me out because I am a brand new channel. If you want to hear why I've started this channel, head over to my Welcome to Parenthood video. Top tips, how many do you need? I say 30 or so. I think I must have about 40 or 50 at this point because I hate stressing out about washing, but 30 or so is a good number. Some mums like to get different colored ones for hands and faces and bums. I personally am really comfortable with my cloth nappy washing routine. Nappies are washed super thoroughly and the wipes go in with them, so we just use one color. It's a really good idea if you want to keep a stash in the kitchen as well for face washes. We keep a stash in the bathroom because my daughter uses the potty. They're also just a really good distraction. We keep ours in this little pouch, which I will talk more about in a bit, but my daughter loves pulling them in and out of this. It has saved me in so many situations. A great activity for the car or anywhere you need them to be quiet for a minute. And if you want to be super next level, you can replace your toilet paper in your home with them and everyone can use them. Just wash them on hot, be thorough, and you could save some trees. Where do you buy them? When I was researching cloth wipes when I was pregnant, everything that I could find directed me to Cheeky Wipes. The thing about Cheeky Wipes is though, they are so expensive for what they are. And for a while I thought that it was the only way because I couldn't find anyone using wipes from anywhere else. People love the Cheeky Wipes because they come with these like mucky and clean containers, and they also give you like an essential oil, which is honestly totally unnecessary. The cheapest way I recommend doing it is buying some cheap face washes. A lot of people love the Baby Bunting brand. I've noticed in cloth nappy groups people talking about using those ones. I don't use them personally, but I have a friend who uses the Target ones and they're a really nice size and shape. They're not as big as a full-size face washer. They're a little bit smaller and have rounded edges, and they come in a few colors, which is useful if you want to do different colors. Alternatively, you can make them, and that is what I did. So to make them, you actually don't need to be very crafty at all. You just need to know somebody who has an overlocker or have one yourself. I happened to have an overlocker because I like to sew. So it was honestly as simple as going to Spotlight, buying some toweling fabric, cutting it into squares. I used the dimensions from the Cheeky website, which ended up being 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, but you can make them as big or as small as you want. Or even better than that, you can literally just get an old towel. You probably have a towel lying around that has some holes or is getting a bit worn, and that is absolutely perfect for this. Cut it up into some squares, overlock the edges, and you will be good to go. I ended up doing a few of those and giving them away to friends. You can get really cute colors by doing it this way, or cute patterns. I did some like neutral tone stripy ones for a friend, and she uses them. Literally cut it into squares, overlock the edges, voila, you have some cloth baby wipes. Now, how do you use them? At home, what I always did was I kept them by the change table, and I would keep a pop top water bottle to wet them as I went, because for a while I tried to wet them, but they would always run out, and then I would be running away with the baby on the change table, which is not a safe thing to do. Don't do that. Keep a pop top water bottle, that way you won't run out. Warning about the pop top though, my puppy ended up eating 2 pop top water bottles. So that's why I don't have one to show you today. Now, how do you use them out and about? You can do the same thing out and about. Keep a pop top water bottle in the nappy bag and just chuck some dry ones in the nappy bag and use them as you go. When they're wet, pop them in a wet bag. Or you can do what I do. I found it fiddly having to wet them as I went out and about. So what I do is I wet them before I leave the house, and I just wring them out so they're just damp, and I store them in a silicone snap lock pouch. I got this from Woolies and it was pretty cheap to get these little pouches. You can get bigger ones if you want. In the newborn phase, you might want more wipes than this, but these days this is more than enough for a couple of days for us. They're totally clean, just they might get a bit gross if you leave them in here for several days. Keep it to a day or two. Some people recommend putting pre-wet wipes in a wet bag, but I found that wet bags are not actually waterproof. They will leak, and I wet my wipes enough that a wet bag always leaked, so that's why I switched to this silicone pouch. So if you don't use them for a couple of days, just dump them into the wash and get a few more. Now, washing them. First of all, the easiest is if if you are doing cloth nappies already, you just add the wipes to your wash routine. That is what's going to make your life easy. Although if you're not up to doing cloth nappies, that's totally fine. I would recommend just making sure they get a hot wash with a good quality detergent like Omo or Biozet. Hot wash being 60 degrees or so. If you have any stains, we got a lot of stains from banana when my daughter was first on solids and eating a lot of banana. Turns out poo is fine, but banana stains like madness. So I recommend the bleach sanitize procedure that is on the Clean Cloth Nappies website. I will link that below. And that is pretty much it. Go forth and cloth wipe. They are just so helpful. We have literally had one packet of disposable wipes as a backup in our car since my daughter was born, and we have hardly scraped the surface of that one packet. So it's crazy to think how many packets of wipes we've saved just by carrying these around. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for being here. You're an amazing parent. I'll talk to you soon.